You know, Mr. Jones, if we had a buck for every golfer that told us they suffer from back pain either before, during, or after they play golf, we'd have a nice little side hustle going, wouldn't we? How about we show everybody how easy it is to swing with no pain? It's so easy, Mr. Jones can do it. Pivot swing, pivot swing. Do you see how his arms just follow his body turn? But your body has to be turning for your arms to swing freely. And when your body turns, now you have global rotation and you take the stress off your lower back. Doesn't that sound good? So to be able to do this, you have to be willing to move your body more. Get your feet active, get yourself pivoting, because bigger range of motion actually is going to help reduce pain and torque in your body and help take away the pain and get you swinging nice and free and smooth, just like Mr. Jones and all the true swing golfers we're lucky enough to coach here week in and week out. All right, let's get into it. For purposes of demonstration today, I've got my Ping G440 Max 5 wood. You could use anything, a 7-iron, a pitching wedge. Go ahead and grab your driver, but I'm going to use my fairway wood. I've been really loving to hit this thing, sometimes off tee boxes, long par 3 holes, or just off the fairway, or even in the light rough. It's just so easy to hit. So back to business here, pun intended. Back to business, get it? Let's talk about your low back. If you stay flat-footed and you start picking up your arms and twisting your upper body against a really stable lower body, sounds great for balance. It might feel really grounded and powerful, but you're actually creating torque. I think I just heard something pop there against your lower spine. I'm going to turn sideways and just show you that. So if I try to twist my arms and my chest back as far as I can go, I'm going to get stuck. I can't retain width very easily. And also I'm feeling a lot of that torque and stretch and twist in my lower spine. So if this is you and it sounds like you've got that pain, you know what I'm talking about, you feel it in your torso, you feel it in your low back, or your hips, your sciatica, let's make sure we're doing one very critical thing, which is let the lead side leg, ankle, knee, hip release back and around. Now this doesn't mean sway. Sway would mean a big movement off the ball like this. Watch as I rotate back. I'm staying centered as I turn, but as my lead hip is turning back, almost as if it's moving back behind the golf ball if it had a laser beam on it over here, my knee also is pointing back behind that golf ball. I'm not dipping, I'm just rotating, but you can see my lead heel and foot is coming off the ground when I do that. Let's start real simple and take the club away for a moment. And just place your hands behind your back like this, stand nice and tall, forget golf posture, and just start turning and pivoting right and left. Don't overthink it, stay fairly centered and balanced, but watch what's naturally happening to your feet. If you're standing there just doing this, you're probably gonna feel some twisting in your hip joints. Just allow your feet to gently come off the ground so you can turn in either direction completely while gazing straight ahead. Don't let your head twist all over the place. Look towards the screen here with me, or into a mirror or reflection. Look at something on the wall in front of you, keeping your eyes straight ahead so your shoulders are working under your chin, taking a turn, rotating underneath your neck area here. So we're separating here at the neck, we're letting everything turn from below, and we're allowing each foot to take a turn coming off the ground slightly. So heel up, heel up. Now, if we do this in golf posture, it looks and feels a little bit different in that sometimes people want to still stand up to this position when their foot raises. Not ideal. We want to stay down now in this posture where each shoulder takes a turn, pointing down to the ground. If it feels weird to do that with your hands behind your back, you can point your hands up high like this and helicopter down towards the ground, pointing each finger towards where the ball would be in space right below you. So don't let your hands and arms get way up here somewhere. Make a diagonal line, point them down to the ground and up back behind you. This is a good stretch, a good warm up, but good exercise in you staying in your posture while getting comfortable with this feeling of heel up on both sides of your body. Once you get the feeling of that, go ahead and add the club back with your hands, and then go ahead and start small, and let's see each heel take a turn, lifting up and rotating right and rotating left, continuous swinging back and through. Now I want to just talk about quality of movement for a moment, because sometimes people think they're lifting their heels and they're just stomping the ground like this. This is different than this. Okay, we'll call this A. Example A here is just marching in place and lifting up and down. When I add rotation, my heels are lifting, but my knees are each folding inward towards each other. If you place the club across your thighs, hold it in place so it's touching your legs like this. Give it gentle pressure. You shouldn't allow, okay? This shouldn't be bobbing up and down in front of you like this. It should be turning with your body pivot, and each knee may even take a little bit of a turn, stretching back. You can see how my right leg is extending, my left leg is extending, but I'm also not going sideways and going down. So watch the quality of motion. My head is staying level and I'm turning around my spine. This is rotational, and each hip as it turns right and left is pulling each knee inward, which means it's pulling the ankle inward. So I'm really rolling up towards the big toe on my left shoe and up towards my big toe on my right shoe. So it's kind of an inward towards the arches of the feet moment down there. I'm really harnessing in on the quality of motion here, because sometimes when we go to add feet, people launch and lurch themselves all over the place, or they start to bob up and down. This is level. If I start at, I'm 5'8.5", if anybody wants to know. As I bow down, I'm probably like 5'5". I've lost about 3 inches of height as I bow down. So at the top of my backswing, I'm still 5'5", and then as I come to impact, I would imagine I'm close to the same height. I'm not going down and up at any point in time dramatically. At least the net amount of that is definitely not crazy big, okay? So very small amounts, if any. I'm going to finally hit a golf ball here so you can see this movement for yourself as I do it. Okay. No back pain, and I definitely have had some tweaks in my lower back as I've gotten a little bit older now over the years. I also have suffered from some neck pain and tweaks over the years where you sleep wrong, and for even a couple months I've struggled with range of motion, and it really does affect the way I turn and move. So I'm sympathetic for sure on what this feels like. Luckily, I've never needed any surgery or had to rehab a major spine issue, but for those of you that have, I'm sorry, and I definitely wish you the best in your rehab and recovery, but understand you're not doing yourself any favors by staying too still and too static. You can see here my arms are just only breaking down, and to physically straighten them, now they can't get around me unless I turn. So let your feet go, your heels go, and let everything turn inwards. So here we go again, heel up and in, other heel up and in. And so I just feel like there's a lot of dancing going on down there, but in a way that's effective, efficient, and allowing me to get that full range of motion. If you ever forget the feeling, just simply do some continuous swinging. You can close your eyes and feel it. You can certainly look down at your own feet, which is it's nice to work on footwork, because you can physically see what you're doing without needing a reflection in a mirror or filming yourself. So keep that in mind as you're practicing this, that it's good to tune in and audit what you're doing, and while you're doing those practice swings, look and see for yourself, how do your feet look and feel and move when you're swinging. I can't make a video about back pain without addressing your starting posture before you even begin. Some golfers are too low, too round, and too arched. So let's get in a posture where when we bow down, we slide the fingertips as low as about the tops of our kneecaps. This would be low enough. So if you're too tall and you're sitting here, you might be inviting some poor mechanics of your posture to influence then range of motion and creating more pain than is good. So let's bow down into a neutral posture, and not so low that you're putting undue stress supporting the mass of your torso from a very low position for extended periods of time. You know, I've given lots of short game clinics and putting clinics, and sometimes doing all the putting drills after an hour, somebody's like, is my back supposed to hurt? I said, well, how often do you stand like this continuously for an hour doing drills? You need to take breaks and stand up and walk around in between. That's typically not normal, but sometimes when we're practicing and we're, you know, putting in those kind of reps and doing that repetition block practice, it can be tiring, and we create hopefully stronger backs through the process. But understand, if you're somebody that is sore, you know, take a break, hit one ball every minute or two, and do your routine in between and practice swing in between. Don't hit and put that undue stress on yourself. So back to posture. As we grip the club and we bow down, let's make sure we're not going too low. We still have a little sense of tallness, although again, not so tall that we're sitting back and getting slumped and rounded this way. And we want to feel as though our upper back is neutral. If you have a really strong urge to stick your butt back and have a really, we call S curve down here low, what you can see, and you can check this for yourself, is if you place a club or a stick along your spine and hook it between your low back and your head, it should also touch your mid spine. So basically 1, 2, and 3 checkpoints here. I'll reverse my hand so you can see. And now from here, when I bow down, I should still remain in alignment. And if all of a sudden I start to arch my back, I'm going to lose my mid back position. And if I start to round my low spine, I'm going to lose my belt line touch point. So I want to bow down together just enough that I feel like everything can remain neutral. If I start to slip and I create more arch at this point, I'm putting undue stress on that low back, and now I'm also limiting my range of motion. My hips can't function properly from a really big S curve in my low back. A round low back, very tucked pelvis is no good either, because then I can't twist up top. It also limits me, and I'm gonna invite that torque against my low spine. So having good posture to start with is certainly a foundational element that you probably want to check, and then go back and certainly do the protocol of drills that I'm suggesting, because it's one more audit that is important to note as we go along in this process. So I've got my neutral posture, my low back feels engaged. I feel like I'm supporting my low back by engaging my abs, meaning I'm not just standing there all loosey-goosey. I feel like I'm doing a little bit of a crunch right now, and by having a strong core, it supports the muscles in the low back, especially when we bow down. So don't just let it all hang out. We can be relaxed in our arms while still being in that ready position and ready to move. Like, I feel like you could come over and give me a little punch in my stomach and I'd be ready to take it. That's me being engaged. Not tight in my whole body, engaged in my core, ready in my lower body here, but soft and loose in my arms. That's the combination I'm looking for. Now it's time to get my left foot motivated to start stepping back, and then creating the wheels in motion for a nice fluid swing. Awesome, that felt great. To get more comfortable really using and lighting up energy in your feet, try our True Swing Golf March. Now this is very simple. Sometimes people call it a dance. They waggle, they settle in, and then I would ask you to tap your heels on the ground. Right, left, and when it's time to go on that trail foot, you get right into your backswing. So you basically can stand there and rev up what you're about to do with your feet, and then when it's time to make your backswing and go onto that trail side, go right back into it. So you can count it out if you want. Right, right swing, left swing, or 1, 2, take it back on 3. But create a little rhythm and sound bite in your mind and follow along, and that way your feet are what's leading the backswing and not your arms and your back doing the pulling. Down here, it's like corkscrewing from the ground up, so it releases your low back, creates a little bit more of that global rotation through your pelvis so that we can have a release of tension in our low back and not torque against it. Bonus drill for you today. I want you to try a 2-step drill. Now this one can be a little tricky because there's some moving parts, but the idea of it is for us to do 2 steps, one to that trail side as we swing back, and then one to the lead side before we swing down. So the timing and rhythm of it is something you got to practice, but it looks like this when you put it together. And when you time it right, it feels very fluid, and arguably you could do it on the golf course if you love it a lot, but just simply getting your feet moving so that you can time it up with your strike to make sure that you're using your feet and not just standing there. So that's a really good one for you to practice as well. Before I let you go, Mr. Jones has one big reminder for you. Remember, the monkey swings his arms. The arms don't swing the monkey. So don't let the club boss you around. Don't let your hands manipulate, and take the tension out of your arms so that they follow. Your arms are follow as your body should be the leader. And by body, it's not just your upper body. It also means lower body and legs. And we can get that fired up. That's a big part of your engine. We don't want to discount it. And it actually gives us dynamic balance and energizes more of the upper body to flow with efficiency and power. So take it from me and Mr. Jones that the pathway to less back pain, no more back pain, is to move your body. It seems counterintuitive, but I promise it will help you achieve more range of motion in a more pain-free way. And that's what we're all about here at True Swing, is to make things more natural, more simple, and help you have more fun and joy out there on the golf course. So if you've got a golf friend with back pain, share this video with them. They may need to hear it as well. And please make sure you like and subscribe to our channel so you're alerted when we post more great content like this in the future. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time here on True Swing. By the way, how cute is this Mr. Jones custom True Swing head cover? He is adorable. He fits on most hybrids, fairway woods, some small drivers, but he'd be a great addition to your bag. So if you're a True Swing fan, he's available for purchase. Now on the True Swing website, I will link the link. You're not alone in this. I talk to golfers every day who feel the same way. If today's video resonated with you, subscribe to our channel and share it with your fellow golfers. And if you're ready to feel more confident on the course, download our free gift below. It's helped a lot of people take that first step.